made in limine, which is an application before the substantive start of the proceedings, to determine whether or not the documents were admissible. That is what the ruling should have been about, whether or not these documents were admissible for the purpose of the proceedings. And certainly it was never anticipated that we were going to get a ruling in relation to the ultimate question, whether or not the case was made out. It is what it is. The court has made a ruling, and it's now for the Supreme Court to determine whether or not the ruling is in line with the law. Sure. I will say, however, that from my expectation, natural justice required that our side be heard on each document, on each witness statement. Now, what the ruling is saying here, and let me put it here. The statements before the court are made in accordance to the laws of Belize. Now, that was one of the questions. Certainly, we know that the statements were not made in accordance with the laws of Belize because they were not made in Belize, nor for courts in Belize. The contention of the defense was in relation to whether or not the absence of an oath rendered the documents purely hearsay, which would have then made them inadmissible in a court of law. Now, what the Chief Magistrate stated in her decision is that in relation to anything regarding the admissibility or inadmissibility, these are issues to be dealt with at trial in the United States or at the habeas corpus hearing at the Supreme Court of Belize. So I believe that there's an error in law in that regard, and that error in law will be brought up before the Supreme Court. I believe that we have enough precedent relating to other extradition matters where it has been shown that hearsay is inadmissible here in Belize. I mean, it cannot be that persons can give statements that in law would be a nullity, and that nullity is acted upon within the courts of law in Belize. But as I said, we are all human. We are prone at some time or the other to make errors, and I believe an error has been made here.